Hello and welcome back to my channel, Checks Captures Threats. Today's episode 49 of the chess guide, we'll be going over building a queenside attack. So last episode we went over a kingside attack, this time we're going over a queenside. So like last time we've got 3 openings here where we're going to go over trying to find how we can build a queenside attack using these sort of openings and what we can do if they aren't openings, for example, and we're in the middle of the game. So we've got the Queen's Gambit here, then we're going to have the Nimzo Indian here, and last but not least, we're going to have the London system, as there is a way we can do this as well. So, to start off here, we have the Queen's Gambit. So, here, if we're looking at the pawns again, what we can see here is that they are going towards the queen side, as we can see. You know, we don't really need this pawn. As we can see, they're going like this. Now, there is only one difficult thing here with the Queen's Gambit, and that's that normally our bishops attack the king side a lot. So once they castle here, we've got, you know, if we have a look here, we've got a bishop and a queen staring down here. We've got a bishop already very close to their king here. And, you know, we've got a knight that can come in close as well. But there's a few things here we can do here. Is that we can maybe pretend that that's like a decoy. So what I mean by that is we can pretend we're attacking there, but realistically, we're trying to attack the queen side. So, how can we attack the queen side in this position? Now, there's a few ways, I would say. Now, it could be as simple as starting off by bringing your knight in, up to b5. Now, I wouldn't suggest this, but there's ideas we can play that. You know, we also have ideas we might want to push our pawns. We might want to try this. We might want to do it slowly, go a3, ready to try and push b4 soon. You know, there's all these sort of ideas. They might not be exact, but, you know, we could do this rook move as well. This can be attacking here, or even, if we wanted to try it, we could even bring our queen up to b3 here, for example, trying to, you know, get that this, looking at this b7 pawn here. So, again, there's many ideas here, but hopefully this isn't the most clearest. We've got the next two just to show it, but what we're trying to show in this one is how these pawns here, you just got to remember what that means, that we want to try and attack the queen side as much as we can, but we can also still go for the king side, even because our bishop is on this side of the board and these two pieces go through the pawn chain. So most of the time you'll see that knights are quite superior on going the way with the pawns, because bishops will struggle, especially as you see here with these 3 pawns. This bishop is, you know, locked in kind of to this side of the board now. It can't actually get back, really. So, but we can actually always create moves like this, to be honest, as well, as we're kind of attacking the queen side here. So there's ideas like that. So we could force it to do stuff here, and maybe we could bring our bishop in, sorry, our knight in, for example, to, you know, attack this sort of area. So there's anything like that. If you could try and, you know, get that. Now, Queen's Gambit is not the most, you know, queenside attacking thing. So we're going to go on to the next one now, which is a black opening here of the Nimzo Indian. So as we can see here, they've got that double pawn. Now, this is kind of why it's crucial here to attack the queen side sometimes. So even though they castle king side, most of their pieces will be with the king side. So that's why you want to try and attack the queen side here. And you might be able to gain a sort of, you know, advantage where you might win a pawn. You might, you know, gain piece advantages in the fact that you might have a really good knight, a really good rook on the 7th rank, anything like that. So in positions like this, you know, we could play a move here that's normally it's supposed to be quite weak, but we can actually play knight to a5, for example, here. Looking at this pawn now, we're attacking this queen side here. We're attacking the double pawn. So if by any means they try and, you know, they're going to have to capture now, which allows us to have moves like this. You know, now we're really attacking the queen side. You know, soon we're going to be able to get our queen all the way down to a square like this, or we could just keep it here. You know, anything like that. We could even keep this here, but I think the main thing again is if you look at the pawn structure here, it's a bit difficult to judge as the pawns are going like this, but realistically here I think we will be attacking the queen side, because these pawns here aren't really going to block anything or anything like that, whereas these are kind of the main 3 pawns blocking everything. So if they try and capture here, we can always capture with the bishop as well. That's now putting pressure on all of this here. So it's forcing moves like this. And we can also maybe not even play knight e5. Knight a5, should I say. Maybe, you know, we want to take here and we push. And we're trying to do this sort of push. You know, anything like that. You know, we can even play simple moves like this bishop can go up. We're now attacking their pawn again. So there's absolutely anything here as a Queenside. Now, the main one as well, I would say, is something like rook to c8. Now, like we said before with creating threats, I called this like a passive threat or like a, you know, a long-term one. So what I'm trying to mean here again is that in the long run, we are going to somehow pin this. So if you see here, all it's got to take is something like, you know, this. And very quickly, we're already quite close to the queen already with this rook. So only a few moves ago, it was like this. So again, just got to be careful, you know, with first is where you don't want to over-attack. You know, you don't want to throw all your pieces on one side of the board, especially if it's the queen side and you've castle king side. That's because all their pieces will most likely be attacking your king side and you'll most likely lose pawns, get checkmated or anything like that. So don't do that. And also don't under-attack. So it's a bit difficult. You've got to go in between. So you can't just throw one piece up there because, you know, it needs to be protected. But you can't throw 3 pieces or 4 pieces up there unless they are really securing everything. So you've got to just have that leeway each way there. Okay, so that's the Nimzo Indian. Now we're going to go back to a white opening here and we're going to end off with the London. So London's a bit different here because the pawns are going either way. Now, as that's how we do the pyramid. But we can make this go queenside within the fact that we could play a move c4. Now, c4 looks like a very obvious opening. If we see the pawn structure like this, this was exactly what we have in the Queen's Gambit. So you can have that sort of similarity here, but obviously we've got pieces in different ways now. So we can do this. This is obviously a viable reason, so that maybe soon we can obviously attack the queen side using our pieces here, trying to get in. So also what I mean by attacking the queen side is that, you know, we could put our pieces on the queen side, you know, try and win the pawns there, but we can also use, like, let's say a rook on the 7th rank on this position here, this here. We can still attack the king side. So it's not always, you know, you're just fighting one side of the board. You can fight both. So there is that. Now, we also have other ideas. If you want to attack the queen side, because you have an option of both here, we can attack the king side, but realistically, we have other moves here that we might want to try and play b4. You know, maybe we want to try and do this king side attack, queen side attack, that, you know, we can try and cause some sort of mischief. So, you know, let's say they move just move rook. Now we can do this. You know, we've got these sort of pawns like this ready to push any of them, actually. That's the thing with the London. We can even push as far as e4. It's that many that we can push. And again, this is kind of both. We can attack here the queen side with this. And, you know, that's why bishops can attack both. That's why bishops are quite valuable in the middle of the board in the middle game. So that is going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you understand how we can build a queenside attack. So just remember when we went over the Queen's Gambit there and how we can do it. They're not as good, but there is still valuable ways we can with stuff like this. You know, we're not always losing in this position. We also have the Nimzo Indian, which we have many moves, and that's how sometimes you really want to attack the queen side like this. You know, attacking this pawn, maybe want to capture, and, you know, try something like this to ready to do that. Vice versa. And last here we went over the London, which we saw here that we can play moves like c4, where, you know, we'd have a very good attack, or even play moves like b4 or e4, trying to get, you know, we could even have our knight in the middle here ready to play a move like this. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We're close to 100 subscribers now, which is very grateful. So as a little bit of that, I'm going to be doing a new series once we hit 100. It probably won't be next week. It'll be the week after. And it's going to be something about, I'll give you the title now. It's going to be Road to AGM, which is called Arena Grandmaster. So this means that it's not a real title, but we are going to be able to, work our way up. It's going to be a load of games we're going to be playing, and we will be playing blitz games. I think it's going to be 3 minutes, 3-minute 2, and 5 minutes. So there is that, and that will be probably the week after we hit 100. I don't know when we're going to hit it, but there is that. So thank you, and bye bye.